Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news in the world of NFL. Big moves keep the excitement alive, and right now, the buzz is centered around a potential blockbuster trade that could reshape the NFC West, and frankly could shake up the entire league. Rumors are swirling about the San Francisco 49ers making a bold move to acquire Maxx Crosby from the Las Vegas Raiders, and if this happens, it could be one of the most significant defensive upgrades in recent memory. It's not just about adding a talented pass rusher. It's about transforming the entire front seven and elevating the team's championship odds. And let's be honest, in the 49ers' quest for another Super Bowl title, upgrading the pass rush has always been a top priority, especially with the recent injuries and inconsistencies on defense. Now I know what you're thinking. This sounds almost too good to be true, right? But the whispers are real, and they come from sources close to the league who are saying that the Raiders, currently at a dismal 2-11 with one of the worst defenses in the league, are ready to shake things up. They're at a crossroads with a tough cap situation, about $12 million remaining, and a defense that's giving up an average of 25. 5 points per game, which is just unacceptable for a team with playoff aspirations. The Raiders are prioritizing a rebuild, aiming to clear cap space and bring in youth and fresh talent, and Crosby, at just 28 years old, fits that mold perfectly. Crosby, for those of you who follow the league closely, has been a beast on the edge for the Raiders. He's not just a numbers guy, he's a game changer. In 2025, he's racked up 39 tackles, 24 assists, and 63 combined stops, with an impressive 9 sacks and 46 pressures. His PFF grade hovers around 92, ranking him among the top 5 edge rushers in the league. When you watch him play, it's clear he's relentless, constantly hunting quarterbacks, creating chaos in the backfield. He's also an elite run defender, with over 58 stops this season alone, and his ability to collapse the pocket is second to none. Crosby's YAC allowed is just 4 yards, demonstrating his ability to contain plays and prevent big gains. He's a player that makes life difficult for any offensive line he faces. But what makes Crosby so appealing to the 49ers isn't just his raw talent, it's the fit. The 49ers are already known for their aggressive blitzing schemes, especially with Nick Bosa leading the way. Adding Crosby would supercharge that pass rush, elevating the team to new heights. The impact. Well, projections suggest that Crosby could add around 14 sacks to the 49ers total, boosting their pressure numbers and significantly reducing the points allowed per game. Right now, San Francisco is giving up about 21 points per game, but with Crosby's addition, that number could dip even further, perhaps to around 18 or 19. That's a game changer, especially considering how critical every point is in the postseason. The reasoning behind this move from the Raiders' perspective is pretty clear. They're shedding Crosby's hefty cap hit, $38 million, so they can extend younger players and rebuild their secondary, which has allowed over 331 points this season. Their defense is in dire need of reinforcements, and with their limited cap space, trading Crosby makes financial sense. For the 49ers, the cap situation is much more flexible, around $2 million after restructures, giving them room to maneuver for a player of Crosby's caliber. Let's talk about the impact on the 49ers' defense. Adding Crosby would immediately elevate their front seven, creating mismatches and relentless pressure on opposing quarterbacks. Imagine a scenario where Bosa and Crosby are collapsing the pocket from both edges, forcing bad throws, hurried decisions, and turnovers. It's not just about sacks, it's about setting the tone for the entire defense. Crosby's presence would make the 49ers' defense more aggressive, more disruptive, and more difficult to scheme against. His ability to generate pressures without blitzing, something he excels at, would complement Bosa's own rushes, making the 49ers a nightmare for any offensive line. Statistically, the difference would be stark. Currently, the 49ers' pass rush is good but not elite, with a sack rate of around 7–8%. Adding Crosby could bump that number significantly, possibly reaching 10% or higher, which would translate into more turnovers, more quick stops, and fewer points allowed. His pressure rate, already high, is expected to increase, leading to more forced fumbles and hurried passes. The team's overall EPA, expected points added, per pass would take a major step forward, making them not only a top-tier defense but possibly the best in the league. Now, let's consider the playoff implications. The Super Bowl odds for the 49ers, which are already strong, could see a huge boost. Currently, they're at roughly plus 1,200, but with Crosby on board, those odds could improve dramatically, potentially to plus 500 or even better. A dominant pass rush is often what separates good teams from champions, and Crosby's proven ability to pressure quarterbacks, he's at a 62% win rate in pressures, could be the X factor that finally pushes San Francisco over the top. With a more consistent and lethal pass rush, the 49ers could see their chances of winning the Super Bowl increase by a significant margin, perhaps by 25% or more, especially in high-stakes playoff matchups. Of course, this move wouldn't just impact the 49ers' immediate Super Bowl hopes. It would send a message across the league that San Francisco is all in this season, willing to make bold moves to chase Lombardi. It would also create a ripple effect. Other contenders might need to respond, and the NFC West could become even more competitive. The Seahawks, for example, would face increased pressure to bolster their own pass rush, and the landscape of the division could shift dramatically in favor of the 49ers if they're able to pull off this trade. Now, some fans might wonder about the broader implications. What about Crosby's injury history? Well, he's been remarkably durable, missing virtually no games this season. His ability to stay healthy and produce at this level makes him an even more attractive target. The Raiders, despite their struggles, recognize his talent and want to capitalize while he's at his peak. For the 49ers, adding Crosby would be akin to a chess move, positioning themselves as the team to beat in the NFC, especially with their already strong roster and coaching staff. Looking ahead, this trade could be the catalyst for a historic run. The 49ers have built a formidable team around their quarterback, Brock Purdy, and their offensive line is among the best in the league. But defense wins championships, and that's where Crosby could make all the difference. A front line with Bosa and Crosby would be a nightmare for any offense, and it would give the team the flexibility to dial up pressure or drop into coverage as needed. It's about creating a versatile, relentless defense that keeps opposing offenses guessing. In terms of the team's current season, the 49ers are sitting comfortably at 9-4, fighting for a top seed in the NFC. Their path to the playoffs is clear, but adding a player like Crosby could be the final piece that helps them secure home field advantage and avoid tough matchups on the road. With their upcoming schedule, every game becomes even more critical, and a boost in pass rush capability could be the difference in key moments, like the divisional battles or the NFC Championship. Of course, as with any trade rumor, there are questions and hurdles. Will the Raiders be willing to part ways with Crosby? Will the 49ers be able to meet their asking price? And what about cap space and team chemistry? But knowing the front office's history of aggressive moves and their focus on winning now, it's not out of the realm of possibility. They've shown a willingness to make bold moves in the past, and this could be one of the boldest yet. In conclusion, if this trade goes through, it would be a game changer for the 49ers and the NFC landscape as a whole. Crosby's addition would elevate their defense into a league-best unit, making them favorites to contend for the Super Bowl. It's a move that echoes the trades of past dynasties, building a team that dominates on both sides of the ball and leaves no doubt about their championship aspirations. The Raiders might regret letting Crosby go, but for the 49ers faithful, this could be the start of another Lombardi era, a testament to their relentless pursuit of greatness. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and TO, the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest San Francisco 49ers news.